Hello, this is Shy94, and today I'm going to be doing my read-through for Guide Ahead, or Guiding Ahead. So let's get started then. The man steps into the room. The woman in the wheelchair utters not a word. He tidies up the notes and documents scattered across the table. He swaps the withered flowers in the vase out for fresh ones. She continues reading her newly borrowed book, as if she takes no notice of him. It is silent. Perhaps because all there is to say has long since been said. Or perhaps because it is not yet time for that which shouldn't be said. Without warning, the man speaks. Wasting man. She'll be back soon. Delegati spent so long preparing for this meeting. Of course she will. How long will you stay? Until I finish what I must do. For all I can accomplish here is the delivery of the Latran people's souls. I should go. Don't come back. The man stands silent for a while before turning and leaving the room. The woman pushes her wheelchair up to the window. She opens it and looks out. She's watched the sun rise and set over Lathrano countless times through this window frame. The city is as noisy as ever tonight, the Latrans being strangers to both tranquility and exhaustion. So what of tomorrow on? Mama, drink some hot water. Good girl. Mama's all right. Mama, I'll read you a storybook. Cecilia, my darling Cecilia. Mama really hates to leave you. Are you going to leave me, Mama? No. Mama's never, ever wanted to leave you. She's just got no choice. Where are you going, Mama? Can I go with you too? Is that okay? You can't go where I'm about to go, Cecilia. It's very cold, very lonely, and so empty. I'll go with you. I'll be with you, so you won't be lonely. I'm sorry, Cecilia. Your childhood should have been so much more blessed. I have been blessed with you, Mama. Cecilia, listen now, listen. I'm listening, Mama. I won't be able to look after you soon. Someone will come pick you up. Go with him. He'll take you to Papa. Papa will look after you for me, okay? Can't you come with me? I bet Papa really wants to see you. Mama has something important to do, so I can't go with you. Once you see Papa, tell him that your Mama really misses him too. Also tell him I'm sorry, okay? Mama, what are you sorry for? Listen to me. Listen to your Mama, Cecilia. I will, Mama. Don't cry. Cecilia, my poor Cecilia. Giving birth to you was the greatest blessing in my life. But what if you find it a lifelong curse? My child, my beloved daughter. Who will bless you? Who can? Cecilia, my darling Cecilia, hide yourself. Don't let them find you. Run away. Leave that rat. Oh. The mother holds her daughter's hands. Through her eyes flash myriad emotions, until finally, all strength fades from them. And they slowly, gently fall shut. Mama. The Sancta girl does not know what's happened. When she notices her mother's hands have turned cold, she clasps them together against her own chest, hoping to provide some warmth to her. There's a knock on the door. Executor Federico of the Laterano Notarial Hall, on official business. Please open the door. Sir, your check-in at the guest house has been taken care of. The rest of your day is completely free. Might not be a bad idea to have a look around. You seemed quite eager the whole way. Lateran City has a very distinct architecture. You see, wasn't it worth the trip? I suppose it was. What's the schedule for tomorrow? Your meeting with His Holiness the Apostle, our Pope, is all set, so I'll be returning to the Basilica now. I'll fetch you tomorrow when it's time to meet him. Please enjoy your stay in Laterano during the conference. No need to worry about expenses. It is our honor to host VIPs from the world over. The world over. I sure don't see how gathering all these foreigners in one place is going to get anything done. Still, how can I refuse such a generous invitation from His Holiness? Might as well take advantage of his hospitality while I'm here. Excellent. Now, if you'll excuse me, feel free to take Laterano by storm. The architecture here sure is interesting. Columbia uses pillars like these too, but there's subtle differences. Seeing as I'm here. What are they up to over there? All set up? I'm good. How's your end? Done. Ezra, have you dispensed everyone in the area? All the citizens likely to be directly affected, yes. Those in the secondary effect range are preferred to be notified as well. Shall we get started then? Current time is 10:22 on March 15th, 1099. The following act of demolition is carried out with Reserve Executor Ezel of the Notarial Hall as witness. Alright, here goes. 3. What are those three Sancta doing standing around that pillar? 2. You three are the only ones around here. What gives? 1. Fire! Huh? Where'd you come from? Huh? What? What's that explosion? Something's coming down. Save me! Save me! Yeah! Huh. I have to... What? The pillar's falling a lot slower now. Save... Cram it.
That scared the skin off me. What kind of crazy place is Laterano? Whoever you are, Liberia, thank you for rescuing me. What's your name? Find me at the Colombian Provincial Association, and I'll return the favor.
She's called Shimmering Vigil.
Shimmering Vigil? Lateran names do sound silly sometimes.
That's not my name.
Hi, you're okay, right? Thanks, you two. That could have been a disaster. Thank you for your aid.
You're welcome.
Say, what's going on here, though? Bombings in the middle of the day? Don't tell me you have extremists sneaking in. Something's been on my mind. Go on.
Do you think this pillar is absolutely perfectly positioned, or no?
I would say so. It fully embodies Laterano's architectural aesthetics. So?
So,
I can't help but want to see what would happen if we blew it up.
Ah.
I have to admit, it's a fine idea.
But the conference is starting soon, right? I heard there will be a lot of people from afar. I think His Holiness even said to show some restraint for a while.
He did. However, he said, show some restraint, not don't do anything.
I get that His Holiness is hoping to give visitors a good impression. But, my dear friend, what do you say to my humblest of opinions? I think a good impression must be based on reality.
You couldn't be more correct, my friend.
So, we found the Notarial Hall, got our executor here to witness for us, and evacuate everyone nearby. Before giving this beautiful pillar just the perfect blast. Except we never expected you to show up right at that moment. We're so sorry, esteemed sir, for unwittingly doing you harm.
You set off an explosion on a nomadic city street and filed with the government for an official witness? Were you Laterans always this uninhibited?
Of course, we abide by the commandments and all relevant regulations. But if it's not explicitly forbidden, anything's fair game. And Latron City values and protects every citizen's rights.
Don't worry, sir. Just a average, everyday explosion. Perfectly normal. What if someone gets hurt?
We know our limits. That said, I'd also like to resend my apologies to you for this accident.
Truly sorry, sir.
Maybe it hasn't quite sunk in for you yet, but believe me, stay long enough and you'll learn to love the city.
I think I can live without that sinking in.
And there you have it. Welcome to Laterano, sir.
If it isn't Mostima, just what is her ability? Is she slowing down time, or merely tricking people into perceiving it that way? It blows my mind every time.
Oren, what's going on over there?
Not much. Just a normal day in my lovely hometown. Though I did get a better show than expected.
The others are waiting for us.
I know. Let's go.
The Legati, a special messenger division established under the auspices of the incumbent Pope. Laterano had previously held a detached position, maintaining neutrality among the central powers. As such, Lateran officials were sometimes tasked by foreign powers with relaying critical information between different parties in the course of diplomacy. This role was normalized and institutionalized with the establishment of the legatus system. They have become a special force, moving between the nations. With Laterano's absolute neutrality as a foundation, the Legati aim to promote the circulation of important information between countries. 1098. Via the Legati, the Pope sends an invitation to all nations of Terra. Gather for a conference at Laterano. I invite every nation to dispatch its envoys for a discussion regarding our collective security. 1099. Legatus system celebrates its 30th anniversary. In March of that year, Legati from all across Terra proceeded for Laterano, together with the envoys of numerous nations.
One of those two just now seemed a lot like a Pontificer Cohor, and the other was that Legatus. A strange combination. Hazel, are you gonna stick around now that your witness work's done? Don't worry, we'll be able to kill her as good as new, just like you wrote in our application. Good, I'll leave you to it then. I'll be going now. I've still got quite a bit on my plate. Just to confirm, I'm looking for a will registered to someone who's passed away. A typical single woman's residence, with no trace of any other occupants. In the bedroom, her body lies serenely. No signs of poisoning, no signs of violence. Federico here. Female citizen's body discovered at 7:265 via Hervacious, Pegas Devonus. Preliminary determination of the cause of death, natural. Please notify the Ecclesia Requisition of the Pegas to come and inter the remains. Preliminary search found no last will and testament. Please initiate new assignment. Confirm deceased's identity. Search for will according to any pre-registered information. Federico out.
Mama.
Don't go out. Don't let anyone else find you. Never, ever approach anyone in uniform.
That's what Mama said. Is the uniform man gone? Or still here? It's all right. When someone visits, just take a nap on your little sofa, just like always. You can go back to Mama when you wake up. Don't panic, Cecilia. Why are you so worried? Why can't you fall asleep? It's okay, it's okay. You just need to wait for the stranger to leave. It'll all be alright when you're with Mama again.
Sargon, Kashmir, Oh, that's curious. Seems things went pretty well in Sargon, huh? They sent out a whole bunch of envoys. Don't get me started. The Pashas are all eager enough, but the problem is, none of them can agree on anything. I'm already thanking heaven they haven't started brawling yet. What about Kashmir? Their military is sizable, no matter how you slice it. The Adeptus Bradviad Levi turned down our proposal, but the KGCC was actually very interested. One rep even sought me out. We had a long chat. He understood the international situation as well as any legatus. He might even come in person, if he's not too busy. But enough about us. How about you, Warren? Situation in Victoria is anything but simple these days. I'm sure you've heard a thing or two. Duke Gododin and I get along fine, but it's less that he doesn't want to appoint anyone to be here, and more that he can't. Everything's balanced on a nice edge, more or less. Jan didn't dispatch anyone either, not that they didn't send a stream of gifts, conveying our thanks to His Holiness. How very Janese of them. Kierag actually sent out a few after rising to prominence these past 2 years, and every other nation's envoys are already here. To be honest, I never imagined this job would go so smoothly. Scared? A little bit. You haven't been legatus for too long, if I remember right. Less than 4 years, I guess. But our organization has been active for 30 years now. After all our efforts, I'd say every last one of us has earned these results. Besides, we're still a long way off from what we're hoping for. A true summit of nations, right? We need more than envoys showing up at Lateran Basilica Audience Hall. We need the people in power, the ones who can actually change things. So save your nerves the day we have to agree to the big guns instead. Thanks for putting it like that. Now I've got no idea if I should be excited or terrified.
I see you can't stop yourself from terrorizing newbies, Oren.
You wound me.
Nothing to be keyed up about, even if that day really comes. That's what we're qualified for, aren't we?
Maybe so.
So, are the acting legati of each region all present?
We're only missing Mostima. Mostima? Oh, I just happened to see her.
What's she doing?
Right now, taking her native air again.
Ah, forget her. We were never counting on her to come anyway. She can report to His Holiness last, and we're good, just like always.
Sanctitas adve init. In a split second, the hall is silent and still. All of the messengers' gazes lie on one spot. The teacher of all Laterano, their guide, their spiritual leader. Good morning, children. Have you had breakfast yet?
Well, no sign of external force. It is likely due to illness. A pitiable soul. May she not hail so on the other side. Deming Sancta, your remains shall be conferred into the Ecclesia Requiem, where you shall rest. Here, this was hung on the bedroom wall. Hand it to a member of the notarial hall. Why did they take Mama away? What do I do?
Cecilia casts her gaze to the entrance.
You can't go out. You can't be found. Or else you'll be in danger, Cecilia.
That's what Mama said.
But if Mama got taken away, will she be in danger too? Fiametta! Wait, you're actually using my name for once. What gives? Aw, you don't like it? More a fan of Shimmering Vigil, then? Or do you want a new one? Fiametta's fine, thanks. Seriously, though, what is it? Say, my lovely co-workers should be in the Lateran Basilica right about now, no? Reminiscing at me, maybe? If you're aware, then maybe you should show your face for once. Nah, forget it. I'll never get used to the ambience in there. Besides, you don't want to see a living warning sign rock on in there. They'd just be uncomfortable. Since when do you care if other people are uncomfortable? I'm not so bored I'd make myself unwelcome just for fun. Objection. Case in point. I'll admit you're enjoying being back here a lot more than I expected, though. Really? Welcome to Laterano and all that. I think I'm just in high spirits. Probably from coming home after so long. Yeah, right. Sure, whatever, let's go. Where to? To see her, of course. Oh, maybe she's in a different hospital now. It's been ages since last time returned, after all. Follow me. I haven't been to this Vegas too often. It seems not too far from the outskirts. I should be nearly there, right? 7235 Via Thervatius. Is that a Ecclesia Requiem hearse stopped by that door? Hello. Excuse me, sister. Calm down, young executor. Have you finished the inspection already? Correct. There's a Sancta who departed just by illness. May I quickly verify the remains? Confirmation complete. The deceased is the homeowner, Fioria La Porta. My assignment mentioned no will was discovered nearby. May I ask if you noticed anything resembling one during your inspection? We did not. However, this is for you. The notarial hall would wish to reclaim it, correct? Is this her patron firearm? Understood. I'll take it back with me. Thank you both. If you're done with the identity check and arms reclamation, please allow us to convey her to the Ecclesia Requiem. Ah, very well. Thank you for your time. Identity of the deceased confirmed. If I want to find any pre-registration of will through the notarial hall system... Right, I can do a long-range search on my terminal. Census addresses, homeowners... she didn't prepare a will. The diagnosis record states... given the illness, giving out hostage treatment makes sense. But why wouldn't she leave a will? Is that a neighbor's child? Why is she hiding from me? Watch out!
Did she faint? But why? She only tripped. Does anyone know who this child's parents are? Does she live nearby? I've never seen her before. Is she passed out? What if she bumped her head when she fell? I've never seen her either. Maybe she just moved in. I can ask around at the neighborhood hall. What for? She hit her head. They need to get her to the hospital. You hurry and take her there, Executor. We live just around here. If parents come looking, we'll point them straight to the hospital for to find you. Perfect. Thank you all. Yeah. I didn't think Cecilia would run straight into Ontario right outside her home. What now, Patya? What else? Follow them, make sure he's safe, and get her out of the Ontario Hall's hands. Okay, so we've got this ongoing... So we've got this ongoing Summit of Nations, and the... as well as a spotline with Cecilia. So... 1 second. Alright. Going into... Let's keep going. Yucatan, doesn't Lateran food bug you, like, at least like, a little? Tastes here definitely on the sugary side, compared to Kirag. Don't you like sweet, though, Rus? That doesn't mean I can take everything sweet. I'm starting to miss Kirag now. It's that bitch Rostos' fault. All blah blah, grab every opportunity to re-establish our clan status. And she didn't even come here herself, throwing me onto the sleigh out here. It's a show with Matriarch's trust in you. After that incident put us on the brink, it was your joint efforts with her that ensured the Browntails held on. And you got tossed out to the side. You just love living behind the scenes, don't you? Personally speaking, getting to see you shine is more than enough satisfaction for me, Rus. Ooh, when did you learn to talk so smooth? That aside, madam, this conference may turn out more fruitful than we expected. We didn't think so many countries would be here. It seems you might have underestimated Laterano's influence. Yeah, that does sound about right. Why don't you change the subject? Ugh, do you not have eyes? You bumped into me, I think. Your Lithanian is an embarrassment. What corner of the hinterland did you scurry out of? I come from Kirag, and certainly not the hinterland. Kirag? What kind of place is Kirag? Lady Sharon. Kirag is the nation of the snow realm in the buffer zone between Victoria, Columbia, and Kashmir. There's a country in those mountains? The very definition of hinterland. You think an envoy of a trifling glacial state has a standing to be flippant with me, a duchess? Madam, first, I have to stress again, Kirag isn't some hinterland, like you keep saying. You can probably think your own narrow mind that you've never heard of my country. Second, you're the one who bumped into me. You owe me an apology. You dare? Lady Sharon, we're in the Basilica. Lady Sharon, permit I remind you, you currently stand in Laterano, and not your Lithanian domain. And who are you? A Lateran Legatus. What are you trying to tell me, Legatus? This is the Basilica? What, do you intend to declare that as the host, Laterano sides with this provincial creature? Laterano sides with order. Therefore, Lady Sharon, You should apologize to Madame Scurius. You know my name? You'd expect me to know the names of all the diplomatic envoys, wouldn't you?
Oh, then you must be well aware of who I am.
Of course, Duchess Frances of Lithuania. But permit I remind you again, this is Laterano, Duchess. In Laterano, you are asked to honor the commandments and orderly abide the rule of law. No matter what privileges you enjoy in Lithuanian, they do not exist nor apply in Laterano.
This is how Laterano treats its guests.
If you're willing to be a guest of Laterano, Laterano will wholeheartedly treat you in kind.
Orin, when did you start standing for Laterano, huh?
As a Lateran legatus, do I not have the rights?
Not in the Basilica. Lady Sharon, please quell your anger. Don't you think it's a little late to pacifying me, Cardinal? Your Grace, I beg your understanding. The legatus who contradicted you will give you an appropriate punishment, and rest assured of the Laterano's goodwill during your stay in the guest house. Madame Scurius, I beg your pardon as well. This fault of this minor misunderstanding lies with our shortcomings. If you would be willing to magnanimously accept my apologies, I hope to invite you in a short while to side rooms for a talk.
Scurius looks at Yucatan. Yucatan gives a subtle nod.
Ah, Laterans. My. Adesso è mattina. Please look after these 3 most important guests in my stead. Orin, come with me.
Here comes the punishment. All right. Yes, the deceased in Pegasus Devonus did not leave behind a will, nor any other prior registration of one. I'll return to the Notarial Hall in a bit and submit for double-checking. Currently, I'm at Pegasus Devonus Central Hospital. No, I'm alright. I just found a girl injured in a fall. I'm taking her to examine right now. No, I wasn't in a traffic accident. No, the parents aren't with her. She's still unconscious, and for the time being, we can't confirm her family's circumstances. Once she wakes up, I'll bring her back to her guardians. Right, and if she doesn't wake up soon, I might need to use Notarial Hall privileges, too. Pardon. I consider this one of my practical assignments. Alright, I'll fill in all the documents after it's over. Sorry for that, I'm finished.
It's alright. The dog's physical checkup's done. No winds anywhere, nothing on her head, so it probably was a knock in the brain. But the girl does have small fever. Odds are she was ill. She'll still need a few more tests for sure what caused her to pass out, but it won't be anything too bad. Doc set her up in Ward 2127. You can wait there for the examination results. Is she your sister? Are you on duty? Why are you bringing your little sister on an executor shift? I barely ever see executors here in Stevonis.
She's not my sister.
So why did you bring her here? Is she your target? Oh heavens, are executors really that ruthless? You'd execute a little girl like that? What did she do?
I only came across her in the street. She's not my target. She just lives in the vicinity in all likelihood.
Really? She must be new around here then. This is the only hospital in Stevonis, so all the kids come here for checkups when they're sick. You should see the sight of the consultant for pediatrics whenever the seasons change. It's exhausting. Luckily I'm shift at recovery next week. Have you heard of our recovery department? It's famous. Wheelchair rapid fire competition last year. You're there. Oh, heavens me. I'd never seen guns blazed that fast before. I still suspect that must have been a gun night. A little bit young for it, though. What's that look for? Didn't I tell you recovery was famous? We have multiple people from the Basilica all recuperating here.
Did you just say the girl I brought here was newly moved into Stevonis?
I've never seen her before, that's why. If she's not your sister, then a kid that small can't have come scampering from another Vegas, can she? Well, obviously, there's a possibility I've just never seen her by pure chance. But I can tell a girl like her falls ill day in, day out. I've seen too many of them. Where was I? Consulting pediatrics? Listen, last week. Here you are gossiping with family again, Elisa. The doctor wants you at the test center to pick up the results. On it!
You're sure you fetched the right report?
Yes, is there a problem?
I've never seen a blood analysis exchange before. Once it's photocopied, send the original to the head doctor's office, along with this note for me. I need to pay a visit to recovery. That attendant's headed for the head doctor's office. Sweat now, Patia. Allocate 2 to hold the report. Deliver her back. Don't go big, just hold things off, one a little time, and we're fine. What about that doctor? It looks like he's gone for recovery. But not the end Cecilia's in. That works. This way the executor will still be in the dark for now. Everyone else with me. We'll draw the executor away and get Cecilia out for the hospital speed will reach her. Remember, move quick, but don't be rough with Cecilia. She's our companion. Don't make her hate us.
Mama, why do we need to go so far every time we meet Daddy? It's really dark now. Because Daddy's not able to come to Lateran City. He can't live with us. Why? Because he's different from us. Then can't we stay with Daddy? Daddy wouldn't want you to stay out with him, Cecilia. You'll understand when you're older. Why? Does Daddy not like me? Is it because I'm not good enough? If I'm a good girl, can Daddy be with us all the time? Cecilia, you have to trust Daddy. He loves you, even if you can't be by our side. Mama.
You're awake.
Where am I?
You're in the hospital, miss. You fainted in the street, and I took you here since I couldn't find your parents.
Hospital? Is this a hospital? No, you're wearing a uniform. Mama said...
Has your mama been telling you things? Come to think of it, when I first saw her, wasn't she hiding from me? That's alright, miss. I can take you to find your mama. I'm a good guy.
You can help me find Mama. Mama got taken away by people in gowns.
This might just be a kidnapping case. Is that how she was all alone out there? Okay, little miss, stay calm. I'm a notarial hall executor. I'll help you find your mama. How did she get taken away?
You're a notarial hall...
That's right, I'm from the notarial hall. My name's Cecil. Look, here's my name tag.
Will you really help me find Mama?
Of course. What's your name?
I'm Cecilia.
Huh, what's wrong with your halo? What is this about? Even in the most downcast mood, Sancta halos don't dim like this. Unless... a child this small wouldn't even have a patron firearm yet. What could explain this? No, beyond that. Cecilia, how do you feel? Is your halo...
Sometimes it goes like this. Mama says I'm ill. It'll be fine soon.
Ezel has realized something. Amidst her current pain, Cecilia is anxious about her missing mother too. But he cannot sense any of her pain, nor anxiety, relayed from her. Cecilia is without a doubt a Sancta. How could this be possible? Cecilia, are you this girl's relative? Functionally. Come with me. She's got somewhat special circumstances, and the doctor said he needs to talk with you in private. There's a strong gust of wind right just now. I'll close the window in case you catch a cold. Of course. Alright. Cecilia, just get some rest. I'll be right back. Don't worry, Cecilia. We'll keep you company. The rooftop. You said Cecilia's circumstances were special. Special how? Well, we can't be exactly sure yet. We'll need to wait for the diagnosis. The doctor will be here shortly. Just hold on, and we'll see what he has to say. I've already reported Cecilia's situation at the notarial hall. My colleagues are fast on their way. What? Tell me who you are. I'm an attendant, right? What are you talking about? The doctor will be here momentarily. Would a normal hospital attendant get nervous hearing the words notarial hall? So you suckered me. I only need to keep here for a short while anyway. If I were you, I wouldn't be giving myself trouble. Patia said to be more gentle with Cecilia, but not with you. Patia, was it? You'd do well to forget that one. Come on out. Let's give our notarial hall man some break time.
So you're able to move around without your wheelchair now? Yes, I've been rehabilitating pretty well. Last year, they had a wheelchair rapid firing contest, which I won. And then the doctors banned me from competing again. We'd have to look for a gun knight to beat your firing skills, I think. Aw, that's nice to hear. I'd be even happier if someone learned how to say a few nice words to Zik, like my darling Fiumetta here. Ostima, are you just going to stand there pretending you're the curtains? You know, I'm not the type, Lemuel. What type? This is your first time back in 2 or 3 years. My memory's not that good. Fine. Lemuel fires better than anyone I know. Her skills are incredible. That's more like it. Is Elle doing alright in Lungmen? I saw her recently. She's doing great. You better worry about yourself before her. And I'll copy those words right back at you. How long are you going to stay this time? No, really? But it'll be at least till the conference is over. Wednesday after next, I think. Tuesday after. Oh, Tuesday. Otherwise, that's how that old weirdo feels. Who knows if he'll send me on some weird and wacky assignment again. Did you just call His Holiness? He's not gonna mind, Fiumetta. If you want to stay for a bit longer, I could help you there. That's so. Did you figure it out already? Figure what out? What are you two talking about? Did you really not realize, Fiumetta? We've been handing our reports here for the last half year. Was it that obvious? What? Wait, let me in. You got a job at Latron Church while you're still in rehab. Don't worry, it's just some secretary work. How long will you stick with it? I'm not sure yet. Will you return to the guard? Not a chance of that now. Your marksmanship overlooks just like that. It's a mind-boggling waste. You judged me so highly, Fiumetta, even though I messed it all up. That wasn't your fault. And it wasn't yours either. Don't stretch yourself too thin. The day will come when I settle the matter with him. Oh well. Lastima. Can I rub your horns? No. It's probably smart. Lemuel gazes out the window as Mastima stands beside it, idly playing with flowers in her hands. In a flash, Fiumetta returns to a time before. The sun shines ever bright and beautiful during Latron springtime, and a hint of chill rides the air. Through the window, she spots the roofs of church buildings, large and small. Here and there, now and then, foul beasts streak across the sky. Lemuel is peaceful in any ordinary time, occasionally uttering a remark or two. Around her, the atmosphere softens. The standoffish Mastima relaxes without realizing, unable to sense the smile she lets slip. Just as always. As if none of it ever happened. But it's only an illusion. After that night, not a night more could she soundly sleep. Lemuel. Something's on my mind, Lemuel. Does this hospital have all that many volunteers? I suppose. Come in. Signora Lemuel, I want you to look at this. Oh, you have visitors. It's alright, they're old war buddies of mine. War buddies? You don't mean? That's right. In that case, maybe all 3 of you could take a look at these test results. Oren, do you know what you're doing? Maybe you'll be kind enough to tell me. She's not going to think of your methods as just personal conduct. She'll be thinking we're going out of our way to exhibit the Latron stance. Step up for a moment, this becomes a diplomatic instant. Isn't that exactly what she wants?
conflict leads to issues, issues require resolution, resolution needs a channel. Laterano is providing a whole new way to resolve issues. And we provide this method under two prerequisites. What we say has to carry enough weight, and what we say has to be appropriate. Right, Laterano needs to have an appropriate stance. If all we brought to the table is an ordinary roll of the dice, you'd need Laterano. Wouldn't you say, Your Holiness? Do you agree with him, though? He's pretending to be smart. The reason Laterano stands upon this land, and there's the Nunti Apostolity can cross all borders, is that Laterano possesses faith. No, it's because of Laterano itself that the Nunti Apostolity are given passage, Your Eminence. We all know clear as day that the true Lateran faith can't reach beyond the sanctum. I'm sorry, but it might let you down if you count on it to get things done. Oren, if you seek death, you can apply it to the proper channels. Truthfully, I've never understood how you two managed to fight so much. When I set out on my way back from Victoria to Laterano, Duke Gododin asked me a question, and I believe it's not one I'm equipped to answer. He asked, does anywhere in Laterano suffice to draw me there? Your Holiness, when we're sat at the playing table, with cards in our hand to be enough.
Your Holiness, Mostima wishes to speak with you. She states that what she must report cannot be heard by any other.
Then we'll step out of your hair. You may go. Put her through.
Understood.
Time sure does fly, Your Holiness.
A good while, my child. Is Lemuel well?
No hiding anything from you. We've seen something interesting here at this hospital.
Go on.
I saw the results of physical checkup, and some of the signs look very familiar.
Say no more before you return to the Basilica, Mostima.
Understood. She might well go find the person these results belong to.
I know the hospital Lemuel's recovering at is in Pagus Stevonus.
Stevonus. Something that'd make Mostima use a dedicated line.
Oh, quit messing with me.
Cecilia, do you feel alright? My head really hurt before. It's a bit better now. In that case, I'll carry you out. Out? Who are you? We're your companions, Cecilia. There's someone waiting for you. Mama. I'm afraid it's not her. Your mother won't come back, Cecilia. Why? I'm sorry, I can't explain it to you. But someone can. I'll take you to see him. I'm sorry, miss, but I want to find Mama first. I'm really not good with kids. Sorry, Cecilia. Whether you want to or not, I have to bring you away. You aren't safe here.
Cecilia!
Yeah, too quick.
Who are you? What are you doing with Cecilia?
Not for you to know, Sancta. Cecilia was a companion of ours from the start. You're the one stealing her away. In that case, please tell me her parents' family name, her home address, identity number, and your blood or legal relationship to her. Notarial hall brain rot. If you have proper grounds to leave with Cecilia, you can tell me, and I'll take it into account in my decision. If you were a Liberia, I'd consider it, but Sancta like you, no chance. You bear the Lateran symbol. You're a Liberia of Laterana yourself. Why hate the Sancta? Let me tell you something, you Notarial Hall scumbag. The thing I hate second most in my life is when people like you selfishly assume it has to be a law of nature that every Liberi who lives in Laterano gets along great with Sancta. If you don't plan on elucidating your grounds, I won't let you take Cecilia. Not your call. I'll hold him off. You take Cecilia. Right. Sorry, Cecilia. Just bear with it. I don't want to. What's happening? What was that explosion? And smoke? Window. There must have been one. There was a strong gust of wind just now. I'll close the window in case you'd catch colds. Get her and execute her. I give you a word of advice. If you truly care about Cecilia, then don't give her up to the Notarial Hall of Lateran Church, or else you'll regret it.
Cecilia, hold on tight.
Right.
Are you alright?
Yes.
Good. We need to break free of them then.
Is he going to listen? Of course he won't. Sancta are a bunch of happy-go-lucky idiots, but the ones at Notarial Hall don't even get the happy-go-lucky part. Whether he listens or not, we need to ensure Cecilia is in our hands before we can proceed. Then we need to notify the others ASAP. Already done. Huh? Well, I was talking to him just now. Oh, you wanted to hold on so you could send word out. He can't outrun us. Why was the door to this ward open? Is that you, Patya? Was there an 8-year-old Sancta girl staying in this ward? No. I heard an explosion on the way here. Did you have something to do with that? What's so weird about explosions in Laterano? Are you really the Patya I know? Chiametta, the girl you're looking for is already out of hospital. She's definitely not here. Why are you here? What, you get to show up in Stavona Central Hospital, but I don't? Are the guards looking for this girl too? Where'd you get the information? I left the Pontifica cohort long ago. Weren't you off being Legatus' bodyguard? What, now you're back in Laterano again looking for the Sancta girl? Don't you just love being surrounded by Sancta? Liberian like you are all. Patya, what's happened to you since I left? Don't ask that like you actually care. Enough. You don't need to talk to me like that. If the girl's not here, I don't need to waste any more time with you either. Forget what happened to me. You should be wondering just what you're doing, Fiammetta, Miss Veteran. Patya, here I thought you loved your precious Fiammetta. Here you are with her again, of all the things, and this is how cruel you treat her? What's it to you? And what about the Notarial Hall kid? What's your plan? Don't get so gruff, Patya. I might have an even better solution. But I'll need another small favor from you. And you left, just like that. There's no point bickering with her, and I'm half sure she was only there to hold me up anyway. If the girl's not in the hospital anymore, then we first need to confirm her whereabouts. How's your end? I took a shortcut. I'll be at the Basilica in a minute. If the situation allows, send an order to cooperate from Lateran Church to the Notarial Hall. I questioned the hospital staff. Its training executor who admitted the girl said he picked up a lost child and couldn't find her parents. Procedure dictates he bring her back to the Notarial Hall. Even if he's not there yet, I can find his location through the hall's system. I've gotta say, you being so capable isn't good news for me. Oh yeah, and after you report, stay there in the Basilica for now. Oh? You don't need my help? No. I feel like something's waiting to happen. Didn't something already happen? You know who I'm talking about. Anyway, hang back there. You might be more useful to me that way. Are you worried about me? I just don't want you scampering all over the place. Let me conserve my energy. No problem, Shimmering Vigil. Use my real name! There's so many people here. Which makes it harder to find us. This is Pegasus Ambrosius. Have you been here before, Cecilia? Mama used to say she'd go to Ambrosius to buy things. Maybe she's here. Tell me more about your mama being taken. What exactly happened? Mama got ill. This morning I was talking to Mama. Someone came from the Notarial Hall with white clothes on. And after he left, people with gowns came in and took Mama away. Notarial Hall? Could this really be a kidnapping case? Something doesn't feel right. Where were you then, Cecilia? Did they see you? Where did your papa go?
Is this going to help me find Mama? Not for certain. It's just, if you can tell me more, I might be able to find some leads.
Cecilia, my darling Cecilia, you have to hide. Don't let them find you.
In that case, please tell me her parents' family name, her home address, identity number, and your blood or legal relationship to her. If you have proper grounds to leave with Cecilia, you can tell me, and I'll take it into account in my decision. Hold on, Cecilia. Hello, it's me. Yes, I'm Pegasus Ambrosius right now. Right, I'm helping this child find her mother. Return to the hall. Alright, I was about to. I'll be roughly half an hour. Right, copy that.
Mr. Ezel, are you going to take me to the notarial hall?
That's right, there's something... I give you a word of advice. If you truly care about Cecilia, then don't give her up to the notarial hall of the Lateran Church, or else you'll regret it. Cecilia, I'm guessing you don't want to go to the hall.
Mama said I can't go there. But if they can tell me where Mama is, then I will. I can go. Mama's got an illness. I'm really worried.
Cecilia, let me ask you one more thing. Had you seen that Liberia from just now?
No, I don't like her.
Just give you a moment to think and I'll be with you, okay? Cecilia's mother forbade her from going to the notarial hall, or from approaching executors. An executor showed up before Cecilia's mother went missing. Cecilia's mother went missing. Cecilia was almost abducted by a suspicious Liberia, whose name is likely Patia. Patia said Cecilia cannot be given over to the notarial hall of the Lateran Church. And finally, something's wrong with Cecilia's halo. Would it even be possible for me to get myself from this at this point? No. Don't run away, Ezel. Think. What should you do?
Mr. Ezel, in the hospital, you said you would help me find Mama. Is that true? Is that still true now?
This can't be the only solution. It's true, Cecilia. I promised you. We're not going to the notarial hall. Do you still remember where your home is? I need to find someone else who knows your mother. I'll help you find her. That's my promise.
Thank you, Mr. Ezel. I don't know how to get back home from here. I've never been here before. But if you go back to where I saw you, mister, I know where my house is from there.
Not a problem. We'll take a different route back to Stavonis. Welcome back, Mostima.
Time sure does fly, Your Holiness.
What news do you bring this time?
Relax, it won't be as bad as that one time.
Here's the physical report I mentioned before. Last page is brief from Stavonis Central's head doc. Considerably cautious wording. Mostima, what is your view?
Going by the doctor who did the diagnosis and checkup, this report belongs to an 8-year-old Sancta girl. All the details point to her being Sancta, anyway. Empath index isn't too high, but considering her age and physical condition, it's within acceptable range. Question is these few figures here. My own checkup supports similar results. But she's not even 12 yet, never held a patron firearm. It's hard to imagine she's got the ability to violate any commandments. Outward appearances shoot down any chance she's fallen, either. Doesn't leave very many possibilities. I think you'd have a better idea than me. If she's not fallen, another possibility is... No. It's just as it is with her appearance. Progeny like that aren't able to obtain halos. Right, normally they can't. But we don't have many cases to go by, anyway. Where is this child currently located? Where's Fiammetta? Kid's out of Stavonis Central Hospital. Fiammetta's tracing her. Apparently, as one of the hall's training executors checked her in. Veliv, Fiammetta wants to order the notarial hall to cooperate. She's on her way there right now. The notarial hall? Silver linings, am I right? She just wants an order to cooperate. Is Fiammetta alone going to be enough? You forget that big conference in the Basilica? Thought you were more cautious than that, Veliv. How much does this training executor know about the child? No way to be sure. Hospital describes him as just a conscientious guy who saw a lost child and did the right thing, at least when he admitted her. Let Fiammetta handle it for now. Yes, Your Holiness. Aren't you going to participate, Mostima? Not at the moment.
While we were in Stivone Central, Fiametta met this Liberi who used to be Pontific, a cohort too. She likely made contact with the child, but according to the info Fiametta sent back, it's not gone smoothly for her, whatever it was she wanted to do. But either way, she definitely used more positive language. You stay in the Basilica, then. Well, no need to jump the gun. Any issues with the envoys arriving? 2 detachments remain. Forecasts say they will arrive on time. Very good, then. We'll wait a bit. Patia, we're sorry. We lost them. Forget it. He came to Vegas Ambrosius on purpose. The crowds are massive here, and all the alleys. For what looks like a novice, this executor's got a surprisingly decent hand on the ropes. This is such a massive wrench in the plan. How could she fall straight into an executor's hands? Who could it be now? Oren? Things are getting tricky, Patia. What, are you calling to mock me for it? Not at all. Joke's reserved when things go without a hitch. I've got good news and bad news. Which do you want to hear first? And you said you wouldn't joke. The bad news. Bad news is the Lateran Church caught wind of already, and they're officially sending someone to intervene. Guess who got asked? Fiametta. Bingo! I'm eager to hear what the good news could be. Good news is, it's just Fiametta. Mostima has been kept at the Basilica. That counts as good enough. But the news I want to hear is what you are doing right now. Real sharp with you. Because Mostima has been left behind. Me and her have switched report times. Which means I'm free right now. How's that? Jump for joy? Not a chance in hell. Also, Oren, I'm warning you. Stop acting like you got such a wealth of experience. I joined up the guides long before you did. Alright, got it. I know I can never compete with your Miss Vetter. Hey, don't hang up. Hold on, listen. I need you to hold Fiametta off. What about you? I'll be fetching Cecilia. Why don't you hold Fiametta off and I fetch Cecilia? Ease up on the temper, okay? You know exactly why. Besides, if you intercept Fiametta, then no one's harmed even if you fail. And if I go handle the executor, the chances I succeed are better than yours. Do you hate the Sancta, Patia? What are you asking? Answer the question. I don't hate Sancta. What I hate is Liberia who put them onto an altar with absolutely no self-awareness. If you don't care about Sancta, then you'll never know what makes them tick. What? Are you trying to say you can get that executor to hand Cecilia to you because you're a Sancta, just like that? You've got it all wrong. Halos allow Sancta to sense each other, and better understand each other, but that's not to say we all get to live in a happy hive mind. Emotional links, ones that are a little too strong, can be a weakness at certain times. Sancta are just too accustomed to them, but once something abnormal happens to you, you get stuck with these tiny little doubts that crop up. Is that why you're on our side? On your side? Nah, Patia, I'm not on your side. We're just going the same way by pure coincidence. Oren, who are you on comms with? You really love rooftops, Mostima. Same to you. All the Legati love a rooftop run, don't they, Oren? Ooh, I saw you this morning. Props to you for that one. That was you, huh? I thought I was staring at someone's rooftop planners. Huh? Come on, don't I look good? It's the latest fashion, Victoria. All I know is fashion doesn't mean dyeing your hair so it clashes with all of you. You're such a Victoria-phile, Oren. It comes to the job. The glorious Nunci Apostolici demand a certain bearing. Want to guess at my job, then? Aren't you curious why I went to go see the old weirdo out of nowhere? It's so secret it might just sink Laterano. Stop. I don't want to know. You don't? I was really hoping I'd get another helping hand. Instead of meeting up with Fiametta, you're going to recruit him. Don't be like that, Philippe. I'm devoted to you, heart and soul. Not one more disgusting joke after you. Or an Archeolas. Come on, even I have feelings. Wow, that's the first time I've heard of him. If you two have time to chat, you'd better spend it rewriting your reports. Hmm? Is something wrong with my report? Guess how many seconds it took me to read it? Can't you combine my word count with Yumeta's? We've written 10k or so if you had us together. I'll have you know I spent 5 hours scribbling away like a monk. Most demons returned to Laterano more times than you had true facts in there, and I wouldn't mind reducing your allowance to match it. I'm real worried, Orin. Penny for your thoughts, Mostima. What if Lamoine ends up like Veli eventually? You know how to paint a scary picture. I'm getting shivers. Seems you two have all the time in the world. Orin's a busy bee, don't you know? That's right, I'm busy. In fact, it's about time I got going. Until next time, my dear Felif, I'll bring some show fingers. What are you looking at me for? I wasn't laughing. Oren Argiolas, pray you do not fall into my hands. Senora Fiametta, Ezel's already on his way back to the hall. If we could just ask you to wait a little longer. I'll bring you some tea. I'm fine. Do you personally know Ezel? I do. He's training under me. Oh, right, you call me Richelle. How's his work? Anything dubious, ordinarily? Dubious? Does refusing to work overtime count? He's always gone like ghost the moment we clock out. But he's fairly good at his work. His practical training period's almost over, too, and he should be picking up a good score. I don't really mind him skipping overtime, though. He's a kid. Let him have these days. Once he gets onto field work, there's no line between on or off duty. Bring up his position. Are you really so suspicious of Ezel? I trust him well enough at this. Huh? Oh no. He really isn't moving from Nerotal at all, huh? What's he doing? Let me see. With this orientation, he's heading back to Stavonis. Signora Fiametta, wait. If he really was up something, he wouldn't leave his locator on. Just give them some thought, please. There's also the possibility that this mark is a decoy. If he was faking the marker, then his decoy would walk on back to the Notarial Hall like it should. Signora Fiametta, please, put your trust in the Notarial Hall's executors. I'm not saying I don't trust him. I work here too. College clearing him of suspicion. Oh, we've lost the signal. You only just now remembered, Ezel? Still so young. But if it was off to begin with, I wouldn't have defended him. Fine luck, you little brat. I don't know what your plans are, but it's his deed, his to bear. Getting some education from you can't do him bad, Signora Fiametta. Ah, welcome back, Federico. Thank you. Real frantic day in Stavonis today, wouldn't you say? Was there a complication with the body? I guess the whole show breezed right by you. The body's fine, the Ecclesiastical Education has it now. Oh. Don't you want to ask what show? What show? Never mind, forget I said anything. But now that Fioriali's dead, your tail's run dry, hasn't it? There are other options. Like what? Michel Colombo, I require that you assess Fiori alla Porte, those travel logs. I'm never gonna get used to the way you speak. I can get them to look up, but I just want you to know I'm not writing a report. I will submit an application and report in accordance with follow-up investigation procedure. Sure, okay. Let's see. Did you find something? That's a curiosity. Come look at this. How long do you plan on following me? Drop the act. I've had more and more eyes on me since the moment I step out of the hall. You people should learn how to spy a little more subtly. What can you do? They're not from service backgrounds, they haven't been trained for long. They're doing great for where they're at. Done pretending, Patya. As long as you don't get in my way, I don't intend on bothering you. Look, we have our past. Let me give you a word of advice. No matter who you've seen, who's directing you, what you plan to do, it's still not too late to pull back. Who's directing me? And who's directing you, Fiammetta? Don't make an enemy of the Lateran Church, Patya. And if I said my goal was to be an enemy of the Lateran Church, I can still act as though I never heard that. You're the same as before, aren't you? You'll protect anything and everything, just for a tiny bit of friendship. Shame I'm not where I used to be. You can act like you didn't hear, but I can't act like I didn't say it. Well, things are tying together. Got as also Cecilia, Patya's chasing them. Then, alright, let's see. Where were we? Here? We're almost there. Cecilia, do you know these streets?
I've seen these houses before, but there's a lot of the same houses.
Did you just move here recently?
Move? I don't remember moving.
Huh?
Sorry, Mr. Ezel. Mama always took me outside at night. The roads look different in the dark. I like to sneak peeks out the window to see what it's like outside. So I think I can do it. I'll try.
It's okay, Cecilia. We'll find it. We haven't reached the place I met you yet.
Yeah! Sorry, I was looking at the houses. I didn't see you.
Aren't you that girl who fainted and went to the hospital this morning? Are you alright now? Oh, it's you. She's fine. Say, did anyone come looking for her? I stayed on watch till noon, but nobody showed up. It's strange. What are her parents up to? Cecilia says she lives right around here. You're sure you've never seen her?
I definitely remember seeing such an adorable little girl.
I don't need to stand here worrying. Suppose I don't need to stand here around here worrying my head off anymore. Actually, going to talk to the neighborhood hall isn't the worst idea. If her family's just moved in here, then they'll be sure to have her records. Oh, lucky, that's Paula right there. Senora Paula, over here. What's the matter? I'm running back to the hall right now, so let's walk and talk. Have you had any new households move in recently? Of course we have. But how recently are you talking? Do you remember roughly when you moved in, little miss?
Didn't just move. Been living here a really long time.
Huh? Little lady, can I have her name?
Cecilia.
That doesn't make sense. I've worked here for over a decade. If you moved in a long time ago...
Cecilia, do you know your mama and papa's names? Mama's name is Fioria.
Huh? What? Fioria, the one of the Athervasis? Doesn't Fioria live alone? Where did she get a child as big as you?
Well, looking at you,
you do bear a strong resemblance.
That's odd.
Illegitimate, really? Cecilia, when you've been saying you've been living here long, you mean your mama?
Yes.
Are you looking for your mama?
Yeah, I want to find Mama.
Well then, senor, must be Fioria's relative, like. I've been fostering this girl out of the country. You brought her to see your mother. Never saw this coming. No wonder she'd always avoid any introductions. Such a grown child all this time. Excuse me, senor, are you alright? We just about made it while we were talking. Fioria's house is right there. Shall I knock on the door for you? 7265. Via Thervasius. Huh? Oh, you know the address then? Yes, I do.
Mr. Ezel, what's wrong? That look on your face.
I'm fine, Cecilia. Let's get you, home for now. Come on, let's go. The name. Ever since finding Cecilia, the surprise has come so fast. It slipped my mind to even ask her, what's your mama's name? The name. An ill mother, white-clothed executor, people in gowns. How do I tell Cecilia? Where do I take her to find her mama now? You're a Liberi. Why are you out to abduct Sancta Girl? You're a Liberi. Why are you protecting a Sancta Girl? I'm protecting the commandments of Laterano. Commandments? When have the Sanctus commandments ever actually applied to Liberi? Fiammetta, do you seriously believe Lateran and Liberi are part of Laterano? What makes us nuts? I was born here. I grew up here. Listen, do you know what you've been saying, Katya? Of course I know. You're the one who hasn't got it straight. Liberi living in Laterano all take the Lateran commandments as guiding principles. We believe in the Lateran teachings. We see Sancta as living miracles. Firearms, commandments, halos, empathy. Suppose they're all just Sancta miracles, sure. But do they have a single thing to do with Lateran Liberi? Why did Liberi have to believe in a miracle that will never, ever come to us? All of Laterano, all of the Lateran Church, belongs to nobody except the Sancta. Do you still not understand, Fiammetta? Do you seriously believe you've become a part of them? Too easy. Ugh. Looks like you're not so staunch after all. Fiammetta, Fiammetta. Think it over carefully, I'm begging you. I told you before I came from Iberia. Do you know what it's like there? I can tell you. A lot of Iberians are even more devout than the Laterans. But what did they get for it? The people of Iberia have their fancy of Laterano, thousands of miles away. That I can understand. But why are the Lateran Liberi right there within reach, and still so delighted to give their lives to this bunch of Sancta partying about in their own closed-off golden age of forever? Why, Fiammetta? Tell me! You. Get out of the way. I'm wasting my breath, aren't I? You have your views, Patya. And I have mine. Then tell me! Explain it! Why? Would you rather chase something you know you'll never reach? Why aren't you willing to give even one look behind? I don't know what you're talking about. Besides, is a smattering of words from me really going to change your mind? If someone's views are so easy to change, then they can't be worth that much to begin with. Get out of the way. I know you're only here to stall me. But you know you can't hold me. We both have work to do. Your commands are practically no different from any civilian. You want them paying the price for you. You don't, Patya. So get out of the way and save us both the effort. We're home, Cecilia. Mom, I don't have the key. I can't get in. Miss Dressel, can you? Are you really okay? Do you feel bad? You've been looking down for a while. I'm fine. Let's get the door open. Why did the lady just now say you actually know her address? Cecilia, do you recognize this firearm? Is this Mama's gardening gun? Miss Dressel, why do you have Mama's gun? I'm sorry, Cecilia. Sorry for what? I don't really understand. You know where Mama is, don't you? Yes, I do. I'm sorry, Cecilia. I'm sorry. I don't know why I'm apologizing either. I'm sorry. Cecilia, your mother, passed away. She's not here anymore. If she's not here, where is she then? What does passed away mean? Remember, this morning, Mama said she was going somewhere and she couldn't take me with her. Did you go there with her, Mr. Russell? Can you take me there too? Just once, just for a little bit. I won't be selfish. And I'll listen to Mama. And I won't stay there and say I won't leave. So, can you let me see Mama one more time? I haven't said goodbye to her yet. What's happening? Why is she crying, Ethel? Just what did you do to poor little girl? Who are you? Hold on, that uniform. You're a legatus. Very sharp eyes, Signor Ethel. By order of His Holiness the Pope, I'm here to take Cecilia to the Basilica. Whoops, forgot to introduce myself. My name's Orin Argiolus. If you want to check my identity, no harm using regulation terminal from the hall there. Oh no, forget that too. Forgot that too. You turned it off, didn't you? How did you find this place then? Signor Ezel, you underestimated Legatus. You thought your movements would be hard to track. Or did you think you were so thorough you left zero trace along the way? Your Excellency, if you're going to take Cecilia away, can I at least ask you a few questions first? Ha! You're funny, Signor. You think I have to answer what you ask. But I'm not such a cruel man, so shoot. Just who is Cecilia? Was she born a fallen angel? Colorful imagination, Ezel. But it's not as mysterious as you think. Cecilia is mixed blood, that's all. What? That's not possible. A Sancta's mixed blood child can't be a Sancta. There are very few cases of Sancta mixing blood with other races, but it's not rare enough to alarm the Lateran Church. You know the reason perfectly well, then. Offspring of Sancta and other races don't become Sancta. A Sancta and Feline's child turns out feline, a Sancta and Fort's child turns out Fort. Mixed Sancta offspring don't get their halo and wings of light when they say their first word, and they can't empathetically sense other Sancta. To put it simply, they won't have any of the Sancta's distinguishing features, with that exception. That's the generally accepted wisdom, anyway. Cecilia is an exception. She's a Sancta who shouldn't have turned out as one. My second question is, should Cecilia be taken to Basilica, how will Lateran treat her? I don't know. Don't give me that look, Ezel. If I was going to lie to you, I'd feed you a much kinder one, no problem. But the reality is what you see. Cecilia is an exception. I couldn't tell you how the Pope's going to handle this. But this Holy Father of ours, I don't know what impression you have of him, but, well, at least, as I give him to understand, he's not known to use extreme methods. And look how cute Cecilia is. How hard-hearted would someone have to be to harm her, right? Third question. I cannot entirely trust your answers. I wish to accompany Cecilia to the Basilica. Is that a question? Sorry, but that's the one question you'll have to forgive my answer on. Oren, what are you doing here? Alright. Okay. Things are moving along. So we've got the Notarial. This is at least 3 different factions after Cecilia for being a mixed blood Sancta. And then we've got the Council Gathering of Nations as well. Yep, this is becoming a bit of a mess. Like, it's all, like, this is all piling up pretty impressively. So, let's go. Oh, Fiammetta. Seems you're in a bit of a mess. None of your business. No need to get worked up. Care to sit down for a cup of tea? Enough of your jokes. Why are you here? Must you have never mentioned you are our support? Well, Velev didn't need me official order either. And personally, I'm more than willing to help, yeah? Mostima says there's another group after the little girl. And you've already run into them. Is that right? More or less. After I heard from the Notarial Hall that Esla tried to signal, I figured he might get intercepted. If you'd get caught out by the enemy, we'd end up losing the girl, no? I don't know why Mostima isn't here to help you, but if she's pinned down, I figure I'll be doing her a favor. After all, it's not every day I get the opportunity to have the two of you in my debt. A few hopeless stragglers can't stop me. A cautious crew sails 10,000 years, Yumeta. Veliv's going to have hold over you at this rate. Ah, that's Yanni's proverb. In other words, safety is born of caution. Stop trying to show off, Oren. You're so annoying when you talk like that. I'm not kidding. I at least got to express my goodwill. The rest is up to you. Or do you perhaps need me to escort you, my sweet Fiammetta? No need. Goodbye, Oren. Execute Rezel. Hand over the girl. It's in your best interest to comply. Your name is Fiammetta, right? Signora Fiammetta, I have a request. Let's hear it, then. No sudden movements. There's no telling how I might react. I know it was suspicious of me to go against Duchel's orders and turn off my terminal, but believe me, I haven't betrayed Latrano. The reason I didn't follow the Hall's exact orders was because I didn't want anything to happen to Cecilia, and I made a promise to her. And how is that my problem? Please just let me accompany to the Basilica with Cecilia. If Latron wants an explanation for the situation, wouldn't it be more convenient to have me around? You're getting ahead of yourself. If you think you'll be able to influence how the Curio will handle the situation, you want to dispute yourself of that. Going one step further, if you're thinking you can take the girl away if you don't like what Latron plans to do with her, not gonna happen. Not in your wildest dreams. I wouldn't dare. I'm well aware of the Basilica's gun knights. I am a Latron executor after all. I was concerned before because I didn't know what was happening to Cecilia, or exactly who was after her. Now that you understand, I will comply with your arrangements. Alright. Your name is Cecilia. Can you walk? Yes, Cecilia, I can carry you, if you're too tired. I'll carry her. You're too slow. Mr. Hassel, Don't worry. Everything will be okay. Executor Esla Pastor went to 7265 via Thervatius and Pages Steronis this morning to verify an identity, record a will, and retrieve patron firearm. Around noon, Esla appeared at Steronis Central Hospital, taking in an 8-year-old Sancta girl and departing in an unusual manner. The resident of 7265 via Thervatius, Pages Steronis, Fiore Laporta, died of illness this morning, and the body is moved to the Ecclesia Requiem. Only one individual is registered to 7265 via Thervatius, and the census pages also records only one individual residing there. An investigation of 20 years of maintenance records at 7265 via Thervatius revealed that the basement had been added 7 years ago, with contractor documents indicating that the space would be for storage. This is a file photo of Fioria Laporta and surveillance footage of the girl that Esla took to the hospital. You must have already reached a conclusion about where the girl came from. Additionally, according to the report submitted by Esla this morning, Fiore Laporta did not leave a will or an advance directive. The reason is quite clear. She hoped to avoid contact with the Notarial Hall. It is reasonable to infer that Fiore Laporta knew her time was short and sought to secure a future for her daughter. It is currently impossible to determine whether Esla is the object of Fiore Laporta's entrustment. Based on Esla's background, the probability is low. Combined with the information sent back from Fiammetta, the more likely trustee should be Astray. Mostima, is this the reason you stayed behind in the Basilica? Just temporarily. Don't be so uptight, Val. Cream puff. Ooh. Luckily, we went for the more conservative option. It would have been awkward if Fiammetta walked in on me getting rid of the Notarial Hall's man. Enough of your excuses. I'd avoid saying too much to that executor if I were you. Cecilia's already on the guide's side. That's just one executor, Patya. Things haven't gotten so out of hand that I need to get personally involved. Plus, I think that executor's concerns are simple enough. He found the pity within him to cause his heart to waver and couldn't bear to see a sweet little girl suffer. Now that you understand him, it's only a matter of time until he comes over, and no violence necessary. If only Fiammetta hadn't thrown up so soon. That is to say, it's your fault for not stopping Fiammetta, Patia. Just kidding. But I do take pity on that one's luck. What was the little old thing is now very complicated. That's what happens when you get ahead of yourself. Is this, too, a trial given to us by the great and mighty Lateran? Are you a believer again? A true believer wouldn't say something like that. Those sorts who treat hardships as trials, they turn it all into a blessing from fate. There are quite a lot of believers like that around the two if you aren't there. I take them over self-serving sancts like you any day. So, what's the plan now? Once Cecilia gets to Basilica, is she going to come out again? Do we have some way to take her? One step at a time, Patia. If we're talking about not wanting Cecilia to step foot in the Basilica, I'm afraid I'm even less important than you. But we haven't played all our cards, have we? You'll tell Fiammetta, but not too closely. What about you? I've got plenty on my plate. Just found out that someone's looking for me, too. Our player isn't all it's made it out to be, you know? Don't go inviting trouble for me. Alright, looks like the next code of the chain is clear. What do you plan to do? I will go to him. Even though I have no doubts about your, strength, you're dealing with a well-connected legatus. It'll look pretty bad if you make something out of nothing. He is involved in this incident. We have to look into this precisely because he's involved, right? Sometimes I envy the way you see things. But what if he doesn't know anything? I need to investigate, to be clear. That's true. In any case, the fact that a legatus is involved at all warrants looking into. What I didn't expect is that Fioria, an ordinary enthusiast sancta, would provide us with so many leads. An undocumented Ural, a legatus, and a sarcas. You're leaving? Not even gonna say goodbye? Well, alright then. Now that you're gone... Don't blame me, Orin. I can't stop Federico. I'll put in a report for you. That's about all I can do. She's asleep. She's exhausted. You mentioned that you made her a promise. What was it? That I'd help her find her mother. Her mother? Wait, didn't Mustang say in the message that her mother is... Yes, dead. Saw the body with my own eyes, the back of the Ecclesia Requiem serves. Then, why did you promise her that? I didn't know at the time. And then, did you tell her? I did. But at her age, I'm not sure she understands the concepts of passing on or death. Must have been tough for you. And don't look so upset. I don't think a Pope will treat the girl too harshly. Her name is Cecilia. Signora Fiammetta. Just Fiammetta is fine. Miss Fiammetta. I was thinking, after Cecilia goes to the Basilica, will she ever come out again? I can't promise you anything. But the way I see things, on the side, she has a halo. That makes her a sancta. And when dealing with sancta, all must obey the commandments, be it the Lateran Curia or the Notarial Hall. At least, that's what I believe. Even if she's undocumented. Is that really the main issue? Who knows? It might be possible to get her registered retroactively. But there's something wrong with Cecilia's halo. I'm not entirely sure how serious this whole mixed blood sancta she gets, but at least Legatus implied that Cecilia would be fine. A lot of foreign envoys have been gathering in Latrano lately, right? His Holiness has been preparing major summits. I can't help but worry that Cecilia will be a target for someone trying to stir up trouble. Sounds like you've really thought this one through. Coming from the other angle, what did the Lateran Curia do to prevent that from happening? Miss Fiammetta, I don't know if I should even think about these things. But I can't just not think. You'll have to pardon me for being blunt. But what's the point of worrying about all this? Is there any part of it you can actually control? If you know that Cecilia is in danger, then you should also understand that for Cecilia, the Basilica is the safest place. You're right.
Sorry, I fell asleep.
Did we wake you?
No, I just...
Is that your stomach growling? Want me to buy you a donut, Cecilia?
Donut? Okay. Thank you, Mr. Ezel.
Don't worry, I'll go for it. I need a break, my arms are sore from carrying her around. There's no way I can help for long term, alright? But don't do anything stupid, Ezel. I've got my eye on you. You still don't trust me? Oh, and turn on your terminal. You're not allowed to have it off. Yeah, I know.
Mr. Ezel, that lady was so mean to you before. I'm scared.
Don't worry, Cecilia. She's not a bad person.
Mr. Ezel, can't I go see Mama? Can't I even go say goodbye to her?
Well, we need to take you somewhere else first, so you can be safe. As for Mama, I'll tell you about her later. Let me think about it first. Is that okay, Cecilia?
Do you hear that?
Hear what?
Someone is singing.
Let's see. Oh, you're right. Seems to be coming from the cotton candy cart. I'm not surprised you hear it with all the noise on the street. You have really good hearing, Cecilia.
It's because I recognize that song. Mama taught it to me. I can't go off my own, right?
It's okay. We can't go over there, but I can get the cotton candy cart to come over here. Excuse me! Is someone calling us? You really like that song, don't you? Hey, there really is someone hailing us. Let's head over there. If you can't get any info, let's at least make some money.
Alrighty. Hello. Oh, hello, little girl. Would you like some cotton candy? Yes.
I'll get 2, or actually 3 sticks. This flavor here, this one here, and then the swirl. Is that alright?
No problem.
3 sticks coming right up.
Excuse me. What's the name of that song you were singing earlier? Mama taught me the same song, but never told me what it's called. Huh? Your mama taught you this song? Excuse me. Cotton candy. Cotton candy's coming out. Ah, I'm so very sorry. Just give me a moment.
Hold on. The compartment's about to overflow. Let me help you. Sorry.
It's alright.
Your hat! Your hat's caught! Shh! But wait, don't get the wrong idea. She's Coppernight.
Yes. Your horns look just like Papa's. So sarcasm?
No, I'm gonna miss you. You've got it all wrong. Sarcasm infiltrating Maltrano. Are you also after Cecilia? What happened, Ezel? Miss Fiametta, this particular individual, is a sarcasm. But there's another sentence I dare not say. Guess you got no choice now that's come to this. You've got guts, I'll give you that. Okay, so I don't think we knew that sarcasms were banned from La Toronto before. Or did we? Yeah, I mean, we knew they were we knew that sarcasm was discriminated against basically everywhere, and that they're... And I think Dark memoir brought up some bad blood between Sarkaz and Sancta. But the fact they're actually apparently banned from La Toronto, or at least from the capital, is new. Right. They're trying to run. Not on my watch. Eric, I'll cover you. Run! Interesting. A pattern blocking attack for Sarkas. Neither of you is getting away. Ezel, you stay put. Don't even think about... No funny business, I know. The terminal is on, Miss Yameta. Trust me, all I care about is ensuring Cecilia's safety. Change of plans. You can't stay here. Take Cecilia to the Basilica right now. It's more dangerous for us to stay in the open like this. Let's go, Cecilia.
Huh? Weren't we going to the big statue? This is the wrong way.
We're taking a little detour.
What's a detour?
It means we're going somewhere else right now. The Ecclesia Requisition. Of Sarkas. I plan to ask Miss Yamato for a favor after we reach the Basilica. To have high-ranking executor look after her, or the Pontifical cohort to protect her. And confirm that Cecilia poses no threat to Laterano. Let Cecilia see her mother Fioria one more time before she's deterred. But a Sarkas. If Cecilia's father is a Sarkas, then she should also be a Sarkas. And yet she still has the halo. I might be dreaming. If Cecilia was nothing more than another exception, but she's a Sarkas, how could a Sarkas, the halo, be allowed to leave the Basilica? Even if the worst doesn't befall her, how would she ever be allowed to leave? Even if this gets me expelled from the Notarial Hall, I have to try. I must bring Cecilia to the Ecclesia Requisition, and at least let her say goodbye. You can't run.
She's getting on us.
What do we do? What do we do? We can't shake her.
This is all my fault. That Liberia's not going to let us get away. Run! I'll hold her off. But... hurry!
Stand back.
Andoy. You're not getting away again. Throw yourself right now!
I truly cannot understand why His Holiness would adopt such a hands-off attitude towards the stray. Can you tell me, Mostima, since the two of you are well acquainted?
Now I'm going to talk about that with you. That's awfully petty of you. I managed to keep him from killing me, only for you to very nearly do me in. Hard to forget something like that. And that's the reason you always wear a hat in front of me. Doesn't it get uncomfortable? I've been on the god of this long already. It's just a hat. As for you, you should probably let sleeping beasts slide. Do you resent me, Mostima? Laterano has always needed the Lateran Curia to keep things going. This always rubs some people the wrong way. So I don't really care. I think we have a little misunderstanding. That few fallen angels remain in the church has nothing to do with the church itself, but rather the sanctity nature of those fallen angels. My attitude may be a bit peculiar, but do you not deem yourself an apparition? Considering the way you're talking to me, aren't you afraid I'll become one of those regular fallen angels? If that was a possibility, I wouldn't be talking to you that way in the first place. Fine, let's talk business first. When's Jimetta getting transferred? Nothing gets going on of her sticking to me. Shouldn't you be asking her instead? Brought it up before. No good. And you think I'd have a better shot? Looks to me that the convenient part of power is getting to ignore what other people want. There's a price to be paid for that, so let's hear it. Why do you want Shimeta transferred? She said she was my escort. Are you guys not curious as to what needs escorting? Of course, there's some who think she's a warden or jailer to fallen angel like me. And they don't know the first thing about Shimeta. I'm just the bait she's using to get out of Dwayne. I'm sure she'd be terribly hurt if she heard you say that. Alright, I'll try saying it another way. The bait is the lock and key I'm carrying on my back. And, as long as letting Shimeta do as she pleases. If she can get rid of Anduane, or even capture him and bring him back to Basilica, I'd be very pleased. Or are you saying that even the two of you together can't catch Anduane? Not necessarily. As long as Anduane is still fixated on the lock and key, he can't escape. But, let me think. What if Anduane has already found another path? What really sucks is I've moved on. Lemoine has moved on. Maybe even Anduin has moved on. But Fiametta's still trapped in that rainy night 8 years ago. There's no way I could bring that up with Fiametta. And it's times like these where I start to miss that good old empathy. Oh wait, Fiametta's Liberia anyway. Wouldn't do me any good. This conversation sure brings me back. What, are you here to share the wisdom of one who's walked that path? If you allow me to exercise my authority as an elder. By all means. Do you remember what you said to me 8 years ago? I don't want to ruin the moment we're having, but... Sorry, Your Holiness. I can't say that I do. It was... No. I still have things to do, and people to protect. Velia's impression of me is making my skin crawl. You weren't willing to let me choose for you. So why, now, do you need to choose for Fiametta? Each must find her own path. She must find it, and then traverse it. Well, this is my same answer to you. We're almost there, Cecilia. I'm sorry I'm so slow, Mr. Russell. The sun is about to go behind the mountain. You're doing a great job. Even though we can't use public transit, we're almost off the plates. If I were as strong as Miss Fiametta, you wouldn't have to work so hard. It's okay. Actually, Mama took me out once and went somewhere far, far away from home. Just like here. But, won't Miss Fiametta find out when you sneaked out here? If she's only looking for my terminal signal, then hopefully that will buy me a little bit of time. The important thing is that we're here. Is this where Mama went? Cecilia, I've been thinking about how to explain this to you for a long time. Fioria, your Mama, is here. Or she's also not. I have no way of letting you see your Mama again, but at least you'll be able to say goodbye to her here. Mr. Russell, I don't think I get what you're saying. She's here, but she's also not. Does that mean she went somewhere else? Where did she go? Let's head in first. Before my father passed away, he always hoped there would be nothing but smiles at his funeral. I did see no tears, but if I may, I believe what your esteemed father truly wished was for you not to fall into grief over his passing. Whether through tears or laughter, but that is your way of sending him off. I am sure he will gladly accept your sentiments. Thank you, Signora Prioress. Allow me to accompany you, going round the flower fields outside. Mr. Russell, that lady also said that her father had passed away. Yes. People who passed away all come here. People who are alive come to send them off. And after that, they carry on the wishes of the person who passed away, and continue on with life. Now what about the people who passed away? What do they do? Maybe. They're watching for us from high in the sky. So you won't be able to see them again as they went into the sky? Cecilia, this is for you. Is Mama's guardian gone? Yes. My Mama and Papa were both executed from the Terrial Hall. I didn't see them much when I was little. It was my Nonno who raised me. Nonno really loved his gun, and he'd tell me stories about his younger days every time he polished it. He told me about the battles he fought, his friends, how he met my Nonna, and the embarrassing things my Papa did as a kid. When I saw my Nonno's gun, I'd think back to the stories he told me. Later, my Nonno passed away. I was only a little older than you are now. An execution from the Terrible Hall came and took away his guardian gun. Just like how I was supposed to take away your Mama's gun. Hazel slowly crouches down and places Fioria's gun in Cecilia's hand. She lowers her head and looks at her mother's patron firearm. Hazel gently holds Cecilia's hand. Warm drops of water fall into the embossed floral pattern in the patron firearm's grip, collecting into a little pool in the young girl's arms. Mr. Russell, why am I crying? I watered the plants in the backyard every week, just like my Nonna had taught me. When they blossomed, I was very happy and called for him to come and see. But it was only when I called for him that I realized he wasn't there anymore. I would never see my Nonna again, or his gun.
Death is the last goodbye you'll ever say to someone. But to say goodbye is to overcome death. For there to be a goodbye, the living must move forward and the dead stay behind. A goodbye is the longing that the living have for the dead. It is proof that the dead lived. And that is why we must say goodbye. That guy has a unique sprite. I'm guessing he's probably not just a regular priest. Dwayne is the boss, so... Anyways, let's keep going. You look horrible. Did you pull on either? He's back. I saw it and it couldn't have been anyone else. That light. It's on Dwayne's arts. Ah, so that's why he vanished to puff of smoke yesterday afternoon. He came to you directly, though. He wasn't there for me. When I was bringing along the mixed blood girl back at Silica, I bumped into Sarkaz. A Sarkaz? Now of all times? And in broad daylight in the streets of Latrano, too. That's right. I went after the Sarkaz and told Essus to take the girl back to the Basilica. I chased the Sarkaz all the way to the edge of Pega's favor, but Dwayne covered her with his arts and she got away. As for Ezel, I thought she'd made it to Basilica in the evening, but she never made it. This is a terminal. It's stuck to the bottom of a vehicle transporting envoys. Aren't you any kids who had enough action to fool you? I doubt it was acting. Though it's true that I don't understand why he did it. Maybe Dwayne kidnapped him, too. Tiamat, I think you really ought to calm down a little. I'm calmer than I've been in the last 8 years. But none of you ever told me what happened the day after I left. It was a simple mop-up mission, and it went so much better than we expected. All I did was answer a call for backup. I left the rest of you for 4 hours. And by the time I got back to the ruins, it was all too late. I've already told you everything I could. What exactly did you get from Lockheed that gave him the nerve to do that to Lemway? I would tell you if I could, but I don't know myself. Nemeta, this is Latrano Basilica. We aren't running around ruins to Miles Cosdale anymore. You need to get some rest, Nemeta. How about I help you apply for some leave? If you don't use your annual leave, it just expires. Are you serious? The conference is in 2 days. Dwayne brought a Sarkaz here to Latrano to kidnap a mixed-blood Sancta girl. He might even have attacked the executor. I really let my guard down this time. Sarkaz clearly knew her way around Pega's favor. They must have infiltrated Latrano a long time ago. What is that maniac planning this time? I'm serious. Calm down. The old man's already heard about the Astray, and so is Velif. I was working in the Basilica yesterday too. Not like thinking meetings is work. In any case, Latrano is really not in as much danger as you think. Dwayne's just a Sanctum. He's not a monster with 6 eyes and 4 arms. If you really want to take him down, go lie down for 2 hours. We'll talk to Lemwin after that. Looks like you're not completely out of it just yet. Did you get enough rest last night? I'm very well rested. Thank you for taking us in, Signor. The Ecclesia Requisition's doors are always open, as long as you don't find it too depressing. After all, both the living and the dead visit this place. Given the circumstances, we're fortunate enough to have a roof over our heads. Speaking of which, where's Cecilia? The girl you brought with you. The sisters told me that she slept very well last night. She must have been exhausted. She's had a long day. Mr. Ezel, Mr. Fryer. Good morning. Good morning, Cecilia. You're full of energy today. Yeah, we have stuff to do. I asked Mr. Fryer to help me with something. He told me that there's a ceremony for the family of the dead, to say their goodbyes. I want to say goodbye to Mama. We will hold a funeral for Miss Fioria. I see, a funeral. It's both a way to pay the dead our respects, and for us to find closure. I'll help you, Cecilia. Allow me to thank you again, Senior. No, not at all. It is my honor, actually. There is nothing more beautiful than finding the courage to take that step forward. She is still young, and already she's saying farewell to a loved one. Not many grown men can handle this journey she's about to take. May I come in? Oh, it's you, at last. Please, come in. She's here.
It's the same cotton candy lady.
You. Put your gun down. This is a heartfelt reunion. It is no different from the countless emotional meetings that have taken place across the land.
I know it. It's you. Cotton candy lady, I didn't get to talk to yesterday. I actually really wanted to. I don't know why. Everyone started to fight. Your horns just look like Papa's. So pretty. I wish I had horns like Papa too. I'm jealous. Really. But your halo is very pretty. So bright that I sometimes can't sleep at night. I hope you read storybooks, though. Cotton candy lady, are you from the same place as Papa? Why can't Papa live in the city? Why aren't there other Sarkas in Latrano? Oh. My name is Cecilia. Hello, Cecilia. Call me Rosella.
Friar, why is there a Sarkas here? Sarkas. No Sarkas have ever been allowed to set foot on our holy Latran city. But then, what is Cecilia? Let's go. Give them some space. What are you people trying to accomplish? We're only seeking our path forward. Good morning, guide. Salutations, guide.
May God bless you and keep you, guide.
They call you their guide. I don't presume to be any sort of guide or leader. You may call me by my name, Ondoe. If being a leader helps my brothers and sisters feel at ease and points them in a direction, then I am willing to serve as their guide. That's all. I hope that's all it is. I know what you're thinking. The mastermind of heretical cult lurking in the shadows of Latrano to lead his sisters astray. A man plotting a shocking conspiracy during this important conference that the city spent much time to prepare? No, we wish only to throw open the doors to those who are rejected, harmed, insulted, and desecrated. The Ecclesia of Requiem will open its doors to them all. But both you and I are angels. They are not. The sacred cathedrals and churches of the Sancta have no place for them. Look at this old man. The earth is hammering away at his coffin. He lost his family, his friends, his land, and his home during the war. What does he have to rely on, to believe in? Where can he find comfort and salvation? After a long journey, he made his way here to Laterano, land of peace and radiance he heard about from passing travelers. But what did this place offer him? How did the glorious Lateran city treat this foreigner who had long been a toy of fate's cruelty? See the Capernae woman watering the herbs. She is branded a whore and a blasphemer for offending a noble, only barely escaping her home when it was set alight. All she wanted was peace and quiet, or, if fate would allow her brief luxury, a brief moment of leisure and joy every now and then. Do you think the saints of the Basilica will think her their sister? These men and women, our glorious Lateran citizens, might perhaps offer them a sympathetic smile, perhaps even passionate to hear their woes, maybe even open up their wallets to show their kindness and virtue. Yet, to the Sancta, all of this will always be somebody else's problem. As for Sarkas, the cursed devils, the crafty devils, the devils have never had a choice. Our hatred of them has lasted thousands of years. For as long as history books go back, the Sancta and the Sarkas have been slaughtering one another. The origin of this conflict is long gone. Our mutual hatred has become common sense. Father and son slay father and son. Sisters murder sisters. The Sarkas attack Sancta caravans for sport, while the Sancta shoot their Sarkas enemies in the chest with the greatest pride. We are only ever concerned with how we see them, yet we are never interested in how they see us.
vengeance for vengeance grew into custom, and those customs eventually became tradition. But if you are willing to spend the night with them under the same roof, you will find that their joys and sorrows are no different from ours. They rejoice when united. They weep when one passes. They tease their friends, and they grow bashful when they fall in love. Some of them love drink, others love song. Some of them even choose to dedicate their lives to the faith. How are they any different from us? On Laterano, even those devout Liberi friars, who carefully follow the Church's teachings, who dutifully carry out the tasks in each ceremony, even those who are made saints and created cardinals, the Church has never truly accepted them. The Liberi are only there to lend a helping hand. They are tools to be used in the Church's day-to-day affairs. They don't have halos, which means they aren't chosen. They aren't sancta. Laterano is a place of peace and beauty, a place full of joy and laughter, but only we are deserving of this grace. What you're saying is apostasy. Young executor, let me ask you, why? Why are the sancta the only ones allowed happiness? You know who Cecilia is. We've known for years. She's the child of Sancta and Asarkas. If grace actually existed, she would be it. So you're trying to kidnap Cecilia now because of the conference. We are not concerned with the conference at all. We came to take Cecilia now because, as a child, she should be by her mother's side. As soon as we are done with what you came here for, we will leave Laterano. What are you trying to accomplish? You seem very tense. First things first, we must hold a funeral for Cecilia's mother. Do you see the place up ahead with all the flowers? That's where the gravesite is. Tomorrow, that's where Feoria will be buried. If all are equal when they pass, then so should they be when they live. Come out. Executor Frederico. Your Excellency, if I may ask, did you provide the Sarkas with a path to infiltrate Laterano? If indeed you did, I would be required to take you into the relevant tribunal of the Laterano Curia for questioning. Must we make things so difficult between us? I suggest you cooperate with the Notarial Hall. Should you resist arrest, regulations stipulate that I can and will temporarily suspend your rights as a Lateran citizen. How exactly do you explain this encounter of ours with canon laws and teachings? Should we interpret it as a test, or does it mean we have lost our way? Or perhaps losing our way is part of the test? It is clear that you are resisting arrest. Unfortunately, this encounter will not be resolved peacefully.
Tell me more. Oh, be careful with the candle. Don't get burnt. Ah, can't mess up the shape. It won't look pretty. I need to make it look nicer for Mama. Alright, I've told you a lot already. It's all boring adventures and same old day-to-day life. As for Cosdale and legends, it's kind of embarrassing to say, but none of us have ever been. Cosdale's to the Sarkas. Like Laterano is the Sancta, right? It's a Sarkas homeland. Everyone's gotta be very happy. They're cotton candy food trucks, right? Candy stores, too. Happy Sarkas on the streets, all of them saying hi to each other. Maybe. It could be like that one day. Why don't we talk about you instead, Cecilia? What are your Papa and Mama like? I don't actually know. I haven't seen Papa that many times. Every time I went to see him, Mama did a lot of work to prepare, and we always left at night. We walked very far to the forest. We met him in the forest, and he wore a big cape, like he hurried to us from somewhere far away. I don't actually remember what he looks like very well. But I remember his horns. They're black and straight, and they twinkle brightly under the moonlight. He took me by the hand and walked around the forest. He told me the names of the trees and how old they were. It gets very quiet at night outside the city. You don't even hear foul beasts. But I was never scared. He grabbed my head so tight, it kinda hurt. Didn't say anything. Every time we saw each other, he looked like he was even happier than I was. And he also looked a little nervous. When I got tired, Mama would carry me on her back and take me home. When I looked back, Papa would be there under the big tree. He kept looking at us. Even after we got very far away, he would still stand there. Your Mama and Papa are both wonderful people. Mama's amazing. She knows how to do everything. Look, this is Mama's guardian gun. Esla gave it to me. Mama said that Papa couldn't beat her in a fight if he tried. She always let Papa win. But I know Papa's really amazing, too. Cecilia, when I say wonderful, it probably doesn't mean the same thing. Being is what you mean by amazing. Really? I'm sure Papa and Mama are both wonderful and amazing. Mama never told me how she met Papa, though. Every time I asked her, she'd start talking about something else. Why didn't she want to tell me? When you're still a kid, there are a lot of other, more important things. Do you like watching tea brew? When I was your age, I loved looking at brewing tea. The water would get darker and darker by the second. Rosella, the way you're talking about something else now is just like Mama. I may look like you don't know a lot, but actually, I know a little. I ran all around the city yesterday, but I didn't see any Sarkas besides you. Sarkas aren't supposed to come to Latrana, are they? That's why Papa and Mama shouldn't be together. No. I mean, there's somebody who doesn't want to be with Mama, right? No, there's no such thing as two people who shouldn't be together. All this will change. And it won't be too long from now. It will happen. Love isn't a crime. I understand. That's why we are here. When that day comes, can I walk around Latrana while I want? Of course. I won't have to hide in my room anymore. I can visit all the candy stores in Latrana one at a time. Just once. You can go as many times as you want. Wow. I want that day to come soon. I want to grow up soon. Right. Maybe you should grow up soon, or just... No, Cecilia, there's no hurry. When I was your age, I also thought that growing up would solve everything, but when I finally grew up... Growing up is very, very, very tough, Cecilia. And it will be even harder for you. The burden that will carry on your shoulders. Nope, never mind. You're still a kid. Let's not think about that. Even though everyone grows up. Right. We don't have a choice but to grow up. Rosella, who has been smiling the whole time, suddenly seems somewhat lonely all of a sudden. She looks out the chapel's window at the graveyard outside. It's full of blooming flowers, and in the distance, the tall statue of Latron, the center of Latron City, makes a faint impression. She starts humming a song, sorrowful, but with a hint of hope. Oh, that song. You hummed it yesterday, too. When Mama taught me that song, she said she didn't know the words anymore, so she always just sang it with la la la's, but I really like how it sounds. What's the song actually about? It's the Sarkas song. It's about a hero who's about to go on a journey to do something really amazing. And that's why everyone sang the song to say the goodbyes and send him on his way, hoping he'll come back safely. The hero of the song is going somewhere far away to fulfill his dreams. It may be a long, long journey, but will surely, certainly. Mr. Essel! Mr. Fire! What are you chatting about? Good day, guys. Nothing important. Just old stories about Sarkas and future of the topics. I'm having fun. I've never talked to someone so long. Mr. Essel, did you pick these flowers? Yes, I thought. We can extract the flower's fragrance through the candles that are sent. Fragrance can help guide the departure in the right direction. It's so nice. Thanks, Mr. Essel. Actually, I'm a little scared. I say goodbye to Mama at the funeral. Let's go to the last goodbye, but... Does that really mean I can't see her anymore? Not even on holidays. Not even once in a long while, like Papa. Even if I just wanted to pat my head. Even if there's still a story about an angel and burden beast that she hasn't finished telling me. Cecilia. Tonight's the last time, Cecilia. I'll stay with you in your Mama's room tonight, okay? All of us will be there. You won't be alone. Sarka is watching over a psyched child and her mother. The candlelight may be feeble, but it too can light up the path to the other side.
Lemwin, we're here to see you. We brought you some dessert. A fruit tart is from Silica. Welcome. By the way, that cactus looks disgusting. That's a girl, Lemwin. You've got fine eyes. Did you really miss me so much they have to visit every day? We come see you every hour if that's what you want. Trying to curry favor, are you, Mastima? And you, Fiammetta? That's a terrible smile if I've ever seen one. Did something happen? It's underway. You ran into him. We encountered a sarcasm who infiltrated Latrano. And when I was chasing her, I saw her Zorginium arts firsthand. I see. It's good that you weren't hurt. Lemwin, are you sure you're okay here? This is a normal hospital. If He's paid me a visit already. What did you just... A silence descends upon the room. Lemwin looks at the flowers on the table. The way you talk about him is like you're talking about a picnic you had over the weekend. Lemwin, I'm not mad about you. But whenever we talk about him, you, and Mastima too, each and every time, whenever I bring it up, you two always have that same look. Whenever I see that expression on your faces, it makes me think, maybe it wasn't him who went crazy that day, but I lost my mind. You felt it at all. You sunk to hive mind again. Fine, you felt what he felt. Why did you point your gun at him, then? That has nothing to do with this. Didn't matter how out of it I was, I couldn't let him take the lock and key. What about after that? You fell because of him. Does that not bother you? Lemwin, it was his arts that put you in this hospital. You fell into coma for 5 whole years. Does that not bother you? Fiammetta, trust me, I'm on your side. It's just that I could really feel... I don't want to hear that word anymore. Do you think I'm mad about all this for no good reason? Of course not, I understand. Right, of course. All of you understand. I'm the only one who doesn't. Hey, Fiammetta! Fiammetta! Shimmering Vigil! You want me to bash your face in? Listen to me. I've got something to say to you, Mastima. I'm done with you stinking sucked already. Your empathy, the way you understand each other, I don't want to hear any of it. Did those halos fry your angel brains? You and Lemwin almost died in those ruins. Why aren't you angry? Why aren't you mad? Why am I the only one? The only one who's mad? Don't give me that arrogant smile and that nothing matters attitude. You had to leave Latrano and drift all across the world, bum out in the boonies. Whose fault do you think that was? I followed you all the way to Victoria, Plathonian, Sargon, Jan. What did you think that was for? You, Lemwin, Undyne, our team. There was a time when we trusted each other. What kind of God Almighty reason does he have anyway? What gave him the right to betray our trust? And what gives you two the right to understand him? Why should I have to understand him? Do you know how much I miss those days? All those times we finished a mission after all those close calls. Those times Lemwin took us out to drinks. Those times he tried to do the search job. Even those times he fixed our reports. What gave him the right to ruin it all? Those days mean a lot to me. I understand. Latron Irisis. The girl in the Central Garden of St. Marceau, the Sunset Chapel, and he thinks your patient was Devonis. Yeah. Come on, we go together. You're my warden. Better make sure I'm not hard on the job. So, it looks like we're going to have Mastima and Fiammetta run to Undyne, and Ezel. Next, maybe delving into whatever it was that happened 8 years prior. That said, I've been going on for 2 hours, so I think I'll end this stream here, and then do part 2 tomorrow or the day after, I think. Anyways, to everyone who's watching, thank you. And goodbye for today.